This is the center of Hayward, a city known locally as the heart of the Bay Area, where some of the most important world-changing innovations are taking place. This is me, George Iliopoulos, your co-host, and this is the other co-host and director, Alex Galindo, an educator with a small team that has a common goal in mind: get Hayward citizens more involved in local politics. This is Hayward 18. So how exactly are we planning to do this? Well, I was going to explain all of that in a quick vlog until it rained, so I'll just have to do it with a voiceover. It seems like the last 2 years, everyone and their mom has been getting into politics. Presidents, guns, immigration, all hot-button topics with variance in opinion never before seen in modern times. But one place your thoughts really count, things have remained fairly the same. Local politics. Local politics affects our daily lives just as much as federal politics, but I've never seen anyone really riled up about it. The local elections are only a month away. Where is the commotion? Well, here's what we plan to do. Every week, we will be getting to know one of the city council members, some of them even running for the next Hayward elections. Alex will interview them and I'll give information prior to the interview, just like I'm doing right now. This week's interview is with Francisco Zermeno. So let's get started.
Perfecto. All right, so my name is Francisco Zermeno. I am an educator, a business owner, and a community activist. My entire adult life has been spent in Hayward, and I continue to spend every day all of my energy maintaining our city safe, clean, and prosperous, just for all the residents of Hayward, which I call my Hayward family. Since I was first elected to office, I promised to help make Hayward safer, business friendlier, and to improve the quality of life for all of our neighborhoods. By working together, you and I, everybody together, employees, we're able to do this, attract more businesses, start up businesses, and also focus on bringing the community together to help local schools, benefiting our youth. That's very, very important to me. That's what I've been doing for the last 10 years on City Council. There's more to do still, of course, as you know. You deserve to have somebody like me working for you at school, at home, shopping, cleaning, revitalizing our local economy. Very, very important. So with your trust, I will keep working diligently towards this city of ours to make sure that we are the best that we can be. Economy, education, public safety, realizing Hayward's potential.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Francisco. Thank you for being here. You are a city council member, and you work with the 5 other council members and the mayor, Barbara Halliday. You work with Sala, please correct me if I mispronounce, Sarah Lamnin.
Yes.
You, Francisco Zermeño, Marvin Peixoto.
Yes.
Al Mendel, Elisa Marquez, and council member Mark Salinas.
Yes.
So that comprises the city council in Hayward and the mayor. Now, I wanted to talk to you about your education. I know that you have a BA in Spanish and Portuguese, and you went to a UC University in Santa Barbara. This was back in the day. Can you tell me, please, if you have some experience that you would like to share with the young people that is watching us about the UC experience or your life as a student? Can you take us back to those? Are we talking about the late 70s, maybe?
Well, it shows my age a little bit, but it's 1971 when I graduated from high school in Chalmers at Oxnard, California. Went directly to UC Santa Barbara. Was part of the ROTC program.
Right.
My junior year, I then decided that I was going to go to Spain, Madrid. So I went to spend my junior year abroad as an education abroad program. It was fantastic. In Spain, I went to Spain as a architecture major, and I came back as a Spanish major, so with Portuguese. So my BA is Portuguese and Spanish. I went back and I started working on my MA, also in Portuguese and Spanish, and then I went to study at UNAM over in Mexico City, which is a fantastic experience. So if you want to, as you were studying, make sure that you go abroad. Don't just stay in California. Either go out of California or go out Peru, Costa Rica, China, Italia, France, anywhere. Go out and study it. One of the reasons that I think I got this job at Chabot College is because I did study abroad.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Spanish.
excellent. That's excellent advice for the young people that are watching us. I think that it adds incredible experience to just go out and see the world, travel, learn from other cultures. It teaches you, to be humble. And then I want to maybe continue with what you just mentioned. I know that you're a mentor, and I would like to talk about your being a mentor a little later, but I know you're a teacher, and in fact, you have been a teacher for the last 30 or 35 years. If you can tell me a little bit about that transition, when did you realize you wanted to be a teacher, and what has given you?
So I arrived in Madrid, Spain as Frank Zermeno, wanting to be art and architecture. And all of a sudden I was in this class, Don Quixote, and I was in another class with Poesía Moderna del siglo XVIII. And then all of a sudden I thought, wow, this is great stuff. Qué maravillosa esta cultura. Then I thought, I should be sharing this with others. So then I became Jose Francisco Zermeño Cárdenas, future teacher of Spanish, and I just absorbed it. I actually became more Mexican in Madrid, Spain. So when I came back to the States to study at Santa Barbara, I started the graduate program, and I actually taught 2 years as a teaching assistant at Santa Barbara. And then upon graduating in May of 1978, I immediately was hired at Chabot College. So I've actually been teaching at Chabot for 40 years.
Oh, wow.
Plus 2 years at Santa Barbara. And the best thing in life is they pay me to speak Spanish. Qué vida tan maravillosa es, Dios mío.
You're a Spanish language ambassador then.
Completamente. Soy el máximo representante de la lengua de Dios aquí en la tierra.
Fantastic. Now, let's talk about you as an elected officer. You were first elected in 2008.
Yeah.
Since then, you have been re-elected in 2012 and 2016. Now, we're going to talk about 2020 in a little bit, but in your life, as a council member, as a public servant, as an elected officer, what can you tell us? What is your life? How has that changed your life?
It really became taking how I operate in the classroom, taking it to the city of Hayward as a whole, being personable, wanting to help others, wanting to offer possible doors for others to open, and I started helping people, and people started telling me, you have a lot to offer. Maybe you should consider running for office. And going, no, I'm happy teaching. So before I knew it, I was running for office. First time I failed, second time I failed. By the third time, it went very well. There's this personal satisfaction of helping my students learn Spanish and helping my Hayward family, all 160,000 of them, be better residents, have less potholes in the streets, have more trees, being able to really realize what living in Hayward is. The experience is a very good one. It's tremendous. And they've been paying me for it. It's just amazing. I just don't believe it.
I hope they pay you well.
No, but still.
All right. You're sitting in 3 very important commissions. Number 1, you're sitting in the airport committee. Knowing that having an airport, it's an incredible advantage over other cities. Can you please tell me what are the most important challenges that Hayward faces today? And by today, I mean in the immediate term, like from today to the next 4 or 5 years, and tomorrow, in the next 25, 30 years. What are the challenges that my kids are going to face if they want to come to make Hayward their home or maybe start a business here?
In dealing with an airport, of course.
Well,
yeah.
I know that's going to be one of the things that is going to make Hayward different.
No, yes, absolutely. We are different, we are special. We're not only the heart of the Bay geographically speaking, but we have one of the few cities that actually has a Cal State University and a community college. That's tremendous. And we're one of only 84 cities in the whole United States that actually has a municipal airport. which is a jewel that was given to us back in 1947 by the U.S. government after the World War II was over. It's one of the busiest airports of those municipal airports. We, of course, cannot compete with San Jose, Oakland, and San Francisco, but we have an airport that serves a large community, a large segment of community. It is full. Meridian out of New Jersey chose us to expand in the western coast. So that's something for us. So what my next project is, as chairman of the airport committee, is to hopefully have FAA allow us an international station, a custom office, so that somebody can fly in from Mexico, from Europe, etc., from South America, into Hayward directly. Which, to me, that's our next step.
And I'd say that even if we can use our municipal airport as a commercial one, then we are a city in the heart of the Bay with an airport. So anybody would be able to distribute their products or merchandise directly to the heart of an incredibly, vibrant community.
Yeah, yeah. We have large companies that import-export out of Hayward, and that's tremendous. I have one of my a friend of mine is from Chile. He established an import-export business in Hayward, in our industrial area. So he wants to see that.
It is a jewel, like you said, just like Oakland has the port. Well, we have an airport. That makes us also a very important city in the Bay.
See.
Do you want to talk to us about the Sustainability Committee or the Hayward Youth Commission? I think that you're probably more...
I always tell people, jokingly of course, that I'm brown on the outside, but inside I'm green, because in my mind, the future of Hayward, the future of California, the future of the world is a green future. Hayward has been a tree city for the last 30 years. We're one of the greenest cities in the whole United States. We just passed, on this last Tuesday, as a matter of fact, approved another solar plant that will yield us 2 megawatts of electricity, meaning that we're going to be producing our own electricity and then possibly selling it to others, to PG&E. And we also established a separate energy committee that will generate electricity in renewable sources, trying to go away from this carbon, trying to decrease the carbon copy that, the carbon footprint that we do, and working with our climate action plan. I'm part of the sustainability committee, and I'm very proud of the work that we've done. So we're actually very green. It's excellent. It's a pride. Then, of course, working with the youngsters, it's not that I'm a young guy myself. I think I'm the oldest on the council, but I'm the senior member of the council. But we as old guys, we don't do enough for our kids. We really do not. So I thought, I'm going to work with the Hayward Youth Commission, and have been for the last 10 years. And it's a tremendous group. So we just facilitate. So what do you guys want to do? Well, we want to talk about trafficking. We want to talk about youth activities. Okay, so then we start working with little groups, and it's tremendous. It really is.
Well, it's our future. It sounds to me from what you're saying that Hayward is not only well placed geographically in the Bay Area, but it seems like we're also well placed in the future.
Yeah.
We are a young city, and we have all of these assets, like the airport, like the location that we have. We have a city college, we have a university. I think that maybe our future looks bright.
Yeah, we have 15,000 students at Chabot College, another 15,000 over at Cal State Hayward, and we have something like 22,000 youngsters in Hayward Unified School District. We're a young city. We're going to keep growing. People still keep coming to Hayward. Of the 102 cities in the Bay Area, we are the most affordable. We're still expensive to many folks, but we are the most affordable in the Bay Area. And so people keep coming.
I know that you work with other cities in projects that involve, different jurisdictions. One of these projects is AC Transit, with a huge influx of families, of business, of growth that the city is going to have, with the privileged location that we have. How do you think that Hayward can face and meet the expectations as far as transportation, public transportation?
Oh, public transportation is another way to become greener in all the areas. So we've taken some of our two BART stations, and we started building houses around there. The last project was a very nice like project, but next to South Hayward BART, senior and market rate. So all along Mission, and then of course in the downtown BART, we've also built studios and condominiums, etc. The only thing that I feel that we need to do is to ensure that AC Transit keeps good routes and that they actually help us establish more covered bus stops.
Right.
I get very upset when there's a bus stop and there are ladies and gentlemen and kids just standing around because there's no place for them to sit. And if it's raining, it's worse. I mean, they're sitting on carts, shopping carts. So if we can do that, along the route of Tennyson Road, for example, I mean, we definitely have a dire need there. I'd like to see BART go around all the Bay Area. That would be tremendous. So I think we're in good shape. Yeah, the bullet train probably going to be, that's a pipe dream, $65 billion at the moment. But why not? If other countries can do it, why can't we do it?
Correct.
We're #1 economy in the world. Let's do it instead of just talking about it. So anyway, we're there. We're close.
Okay, and you're right. I think that if we want people to use and rely on public transportation, we need to welcome them. We need to make it comfortable for them to use it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would like to see that.
Yeah.
I know that you said in the beginning in your opening that you're what do you say, a public advocate or let's see.
All kinds of things.
You said something that you like, that I like, a community activist. And I know that you started with the ROTC that probably made something or had an impact in your life that was long-lasting. I know that you've been teaching at Chabot for 35 years, but I also know that you're a very creative force behind many organizations. And this is when we can talk about one of your passions. I know that you're also a mentor. So can you tell us a little bit about Puente?
Oh, very good program. I know when I first got here in 1978, Pat McGrath and then Felix Galaviz were counselor and English professors, and they started seeing this need. Felix did, so then they came up with this Puente project, which was tremendous as far as I'm concerned. 1981, by 1982, I was a mentor, and I have been for those years. So every year I have had a mentee that I think I've helped go out and conquer the world, which is tremendous. Now, some of them are actually coming back to the community, which is really what we want. And then, of course, my job or my profession is teacher, and we don't do it for the money. We're doing, yeah. So it's funny. Many of the mentees that I'm assigned are not into teaching. They're into a business owner, they're into wanting to be a firefighter, they want to be a police officer, and that's because I have good close ties with the police department of Hayward, with the fire department of Hayward, and I've had a business since 1985. So they want to know, how do I start a business? How do I make it succeed? And so it has worked out. This year I'm working with somebody who wants to be a veterinarian. So one of my friends has a veterinarian shop, so I'm going to see if I can help him out. But mentee, if you have an opportunity, please be a mentor.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you very much. I know that you are, there's so many things. You've been writing for the Hayward Daily Review for several years.
Oh, I missed that with a passion. I spent 4 years writing a column every Wednesday on Latino issues. It was tremendous. And then I was elected. Then the newspaper folks said, well, we really can't have an elected official write a column. It would be a conflict of interest. And I'm going, what? And it was that time that I had written a beautiful piece about cheeses. How Cotija cheese from Mexico had been all the world cheeses. It was a fantastic column on cheeses, and it never got published. So it's a bummer. But to me, that was, it was a way to enlighten folks about what our Latino culture is, from the piñata to the jalapeños to the wall to ice. It was tremendous. It really, yeah.
So many to mention. but I know that also you are the a master builder for the Day of the Dead. You are a big proponent or fan of mariachi music, which is something that should not be forgotten. We need to do more recordings of that.
Yeah, that's one of the things that makes me sad. I never learned how to play an instrument, but however, I'm in love with music in general, especially jarocho and mariachi music. 6 years ago, I thought, let's have a mariachi festival in Hayward. So we had it here at Chabot College. 150 people showed up. I go, well, okay, well, let's go downtown. So I went downtown, and now we get 3,000 people when we have this mariachi festival, and it's free.
And it's well known all over the place.
Yeah, so absolutely.
Excellent, excellent. Now, I want to talk to you about 2020. In your position, you're going to be sitting. You're going to be, doing the best for Hayward, making decisions in our interest. But your seat becomes open in 2020.
Yeah.
Are you running?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I still have the time. I still have the energy. I still have ideas to make sure that Hayward keeps going forward. And I think that folks see this. So that's something that's important to me. If all of a sudden I start getting emails, Francisco, your idea is no good, or Francisco, don't help me anymore, hey, then I certainly will stop. But so far, I seem to be doing the right job. I seem to be doing, helping out correctly or opening the right doors, referring people to correct avenues. So I think I'm on.
Okay.
There will be 4 of us at that time, and I think that we will go forward on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I want to mention that you have embraced technology. You are available to young people. You remain in close contact with all young people. You're very active on Facebook. You can find Francisco Zermeno for Hayward City Council 2020. There's a lot of information, and there's a lot of information for the people that don't know you about what you do every day. One of the things that I want to talk to you about, again, going back to being a mentor, because I know it's a very special
Yes.
quality that you have. You have the Hayward Youngster of the Month program. Tell us, please, what you do and what you hope to accomplish by selecting and recognizing a young person's accomplishments.
Well, as I stated before, we old guys, sometimes we just work on our life, our family. Then I thought, well, we have so many good, bright youngsters in the city of Hayward, but nobody really highlights them. And I'm going, well, I'm going to try and do something. I mean, we actually have Gates scholars out of Tennyson High School, out of Hayward, out of Mount Eden. And I'm going, but they're not recognized, and that's not right. So in 2013, I started with Elmer Beltran, and says, hey, can I highlight you? And he goes, what? So I wrote a little thing about there. So now every month I highlight a youngster. And then, of course, to ensure we are the third most diverse city in the United States. So all of my youngsters are not Mexican. They're,
Right.
They're all over, all different colors and all things. To me, that's very important because it's a way to celebrate diversity. And it's tremendous. Nobody knew that Katrina Granados, who's my youngster this month, actually is the first one to ever win first place on the baton twirling for marching band. So now they know, and now they go, wow, we really have good people. So every month, on occasion, I let a month go by, but I put them on Instagram, I put them on Twitter, I put them on Facebook, and I send them out to my 2,000 contacts through email. And it's
Okay.
Oh, and then I went to my mayor. I said, let's highlight these folks a little more. Can we do a Hall of Fame of Hayward youngsters? She goes, ooh, I like it. So last November, we chose 7 youngsters in Hayward who are now, from here until eternity, on the Youngster Hall of Fame of Hayward. Very proud of that.
You know, I agree. I think that young people need us to recognize, to let them know that we value their efforts, their work,
Absolutely.
and also let them know that we need their support. For what I can see, you are a committed administrator. I would like to have you back. Please mention, I know Francisco Zermeno for Hayward City Council 2020 on Facebook. Tell us your Instagram, tell us your Twitter, and if you have a website, tell us where to find you.
www.zermeño.com. I'm the only one. When I first bought it, I got a couple of notes. Hey, well, you beat me to it. I said, well, it's actually Zermeno.com, not Zermeño.
Okay.
That's unfortunate. On Instagram, again, it's Zermeño for Hayward 2020. Twitter, the same thing. LinkedIn, the same thing. Just to be consistent. You can find me real easily. Machetes. At sbc global.net is my email. Anytime people tell me, why are you being public on your email? Just, I'm available. I'm here for you. I'm here for my community. Email me anything you want. Then I put my phone number out there. You actually put your phone number on there? Yes. I'm accessible.
I know.
What do you need?
I noticed that. I didn't want to say it on air, but I know that you're very accessible. You've always been very supportive on projects. And what message would you have for the young people? I would say the reason why I'm doing this show, people need to learn. People need to be, young people particularly, need to learn about their public officials. They need to know that their vote counts. We need the vote. We need people to be engaged and informed in the life of politics. And what message would you give to our young audience?
Besides getting to know your family well and making sure that you have a strong family, also make sure that you extend your family from that house to the whole Hayward complex, so that before you know it, you have a family at Chabot, you'll have a family at Cal State, and you have a family at City Hall, because that is your family. Nothing operates in a vacuum. It's not just your house. Your house is part of Hayward. So meet your elected officials, meet your superintendent of schools, meet the president of HARD, meet the manager of the airport. That is your family. It's not just your dog and your mom and your dad. It's everybody else. And then this way, everybody will benefit. Guaranteed.
Excellent. Make Hayward your home.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Francisco.
Okay, muchacho.
This is great.
All
Thank you
right.
very much.
Good. All right. Sign up. 1, 2,